Intelligence Committee. Congressman Schiff, thanks for joining us. You just heard the president touting that criticism from a federal judge about the investigation on Friday before the NRA, saying that Robert Mueller is ultimately only interested in evidence of wrongdoing by the president himself. The president accurately quoted the judge and the CNN story about the judge. Is that judge wrong?
Well, I'm not sure that it's germane, for example, for the judge to be asking how much Bob Mueller has spent on the investigation. It's appropriate to ask about the scope of what Bob Mueller is doing, but he is well within the scope of his jurisdiction in charging Manafort and Flynn and the others. In particular, I think we have to recognize that Mueller works for the Justice Department, and any case that arises from the Russia investigation is either going to be prosecuted by him or it's going to be referred out to another attorney in the department. But it's going to be prosecuted. And in a money laundering situation, here where you have a Russian oligarch involved, and Manafort during the campaign trying to get money from this Russian oligarch and offering information on the campaign to get it, it clearly is within the scope of his responsibilities. And if there's other money laundering that he learns about at the same time that may or may not involve Russians, then the issue for Rod Rosenstein and Bob Mueller is, does it make sense? Is this part of a coherent money laundering conspiracy to try that all in one case rather than bifurcating it and have a separate prosecutor in a separate courtroom having to present much of the same evidence? So I think Mueller is well within his jurisdiction. I can understand the judge asking certain of these questions, although some of them seem to be non-germane to the legal issues involved.
Well, with all due respect, sir, what the judge is basically saying to Mueller and Mueller's team, you don't really care about Manafort and money laundering. You're only trying this case to try to get Manafort to flip on President Trump and give incriminating information about President Trump. Mueller could have referred, as you suggested, he could have referred this case to another set of legal circumstances, as he did with the Michael Cohen case in the Southern District of New York, U.S. Attorney. But the judge here is saying, you don't really care about this. You're just trying to get Trump, and for that reason, I'm wary of this case. Doesn't that concern you that a judge would think that?
Well, it does concern me if it influences the judge's review of the facts and the law. That seems to be the judge questioning the motives of the special counsel. Here, the special counsel, I'm sure in discussion and consultation with Rod Rosenstein, is deciding which of the cases that have arisen from his investigation he should try personally and which should be farmed out to others. That's how the process should work. And while, it's certainly within the judge's prerogative to ask questions, I don't think it really bears on the legal issues. And so I think that Bob Mueller will prevail in the sense of being able to go forward with this litigation. I don't think there's really any legal question about that. But yes, it is concerning.